welcome to the GDFL Netball Show for round 2. Joining me today on the show is Donna Francese from the Anakie Netball Club. Welcome, Donna.
Morning, Fee. How are you this morning?
Well, thank you.
Great.
And we've also got Terry Corry from the Anakie Netball Club as well. Welcome, Terry.
How you going, Fee? Good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. I'm going to have a quick look at last week's games and a few results that I guess we want to have a look at and what's going on shooting-wise and any changes we've noticed in some teams there. First one, Inverleigh 40 defeated Bannockburn 32, and I know that last week when we had a chat there were a couple of indecisive decisions about who was going to win that game, but Inverleigh came out on top. I know that Kelsey was shooting well there for them. East Geelong 36 defeated North Geelong 32 in a close one. I don't know if we thought it was going to be that close last week. Nick Traynor was shooting with Shay Rowbottom there for East Geelong, so...
Yeah. I think that made a big difference for East Geelong didn't, because I know I picked North Geelong.
Yeah.
I thought they might have stood up like for the first game, but good on East Geelong for coming over the top of them.
Look, a nice little combination there with Nick and Shay.
Absolutely.
I think Shay can move it around, and Nick's
got the know-how and how to do it and how to pass the ball and stuff too, so get out of a tricky situation, so well done to them.
Also, I noticed Mel Bragg didn't play on the weekend at East Geelong.
Yep, so she's definitely back there at East Geelong, or...
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
So if you put Mel Bragg into that side, whether she goes up the front or
up in defence, look, that's something.
And then even more. So that
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bellpost Hill 48 defeated Werribee 42 in probably, I don't know if it's an upset, but I guess showing two of the strong teams there. Kim Martin 46 goals, and I know that we say it every year, but
we do.
She's
just
shooter.
Yeah.
And Mel shot with her, or fed it into her by the looks of things, which I know is always a good thing with Kim. She's the strong shooter there, and her height will always win over. Moving on, we've got Belmont Lions 37 defeated Thompson 17.
Bit of a whitewash, that one, Fee, wasn't it, really? I thought it would have been closer than that, to tell you the honest truth, with the moves of that.
Look, I think at the end of last year, Thompson were moving along quite well and had improved quite a lot. I know they've still got Melody Philpott shooting for them, who was their young under-17 last year. I'm not sure if she's still in juniors or not. Not sure what sort of changes are there. I think we'll have to check out the team and have a bit of a look at that.
I think Belmont picked up a couple of Bellpost Hill.
Okay. There we go.
Which will be a really good asset to them. We seen him train them one night at Corry. They look pretty good.
Yep.
But I know that towards the end of last season too, Belmont really improved, didn't they? Like they picked up in quite a few games at the end of last season, so they've obviously went ahead with that too.
Yeah. Good news for Belmont. Like,
Absolutely.
I think it's when you've got those sort of teams who you don't expect to be so strong, coming up against teams, you never know what's going to happen then. So I think it's great for Belmont to be doing that. Winchelsea 71 defeated Corio 17.
Seen Amy Worth in there, Amy Worth's name in there, so I guess over the next few weeks the picture of who's at Winchelsea and who isn't will come into fruition, but obviously still very competitive in the field.
We did have Jason on last weekend, and he said they had lost 4, Donna, I think it was.
Yeah, we were counting, weren't we, Fee? We were hoping they were counting 7 or 8 or something, but it didn't work.
Peter Fay.
Yep.
Kathleen Knott.
Yep.
Jacinta Todd.
Yep.
Renee Pilkington, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I can't
remember if you mentioned her
or not. Yeah, there were roughly 4 of them that have moved on from last year's premiership side, but you know they still have strength that have moved straight into that team. And again, it is about working some younger people up into working with people who are more experienced and getting that team going. But yeah, look.
And in saying with Corio, like, you know, we've got to look at their team and who they brought in and who they actually had to help them out. So
they had Sarah Day shooting. I know that Sarah shot in the past. I think last year she was in defence though.
Okay. So she was playing A grade last year in defence, Sarah Day, or B grade?
I think A grade in defence from what I remember. I know that Amy Barton ended up going into goals as well. I think she shot 1 there. So I'm not sure what's sort of happening there in Corio, whether they're missing some people.
Well, if you take Nicole Traynor and Sonia Harris out of that side from last year, they're 2 big hits.
That's right. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out over...
We've got Corio coming in, what is it, next week maybe? Or maybe 2 weeks maybe?
Yeah, so
we'll find out.
Get some more information on that. And the last game, a bit of a close one, which I guess we can elaborate on. Geelong West 43 defeated Anakie 42.
I think the scorer's got it wrong. But But look, that was, well, obviously everybody here watched that game.
Yeah.
And I know we got out to a 10-goal break there at one point.
Yeah.
Which the reality is it's only 5 turnovers. But to the credit of Geelong West, they were relentless and they didn't stop, and the improvement continued right down to the last second.
Absolutely.
So, look, it was a ripping game, and I said to Bird afterwards and a few other people that this year's competition, if anything, it has evened up.
Yep.
So
I think that's what we commented on last week, didn't we? We said there's more playing even field around the teams now because like players have moved on and gone to different clubs, so it's going to be much closer competition than last year.
So Terry, you've got Lauren Ford out there who was B/sometimes A grade shooter last year for East Geelong. So she's the tall. Everyone would know who Lauren is.
Yeah, and you got to remember with Lauren, predominantly played a lot of B grade last year, and only started playing the game last year.
Yeah.
Background is Australian high jumper. Never played basketball or netball in her life.
Wow.
So we'll just continue to work to see where we can get Lauren too, because obviously her height and her elevation is a benefit. Yeah. But at the end of the day, she has to compete against the
and with Laura feeding into her from goal attack or shooting if she needs to, you know, Laura can shoot.
Well, Laura came, if you go back 2 years, the grand final we made with Bellpost Hill.
Yep.
Laura and Kim Martin were an awesome combination. Laura can play that role, plus shoot at 12 to 14 a game, which is great.
Yeah. Look, we were wrapped from West Side. We were down by 10 goals at half time, 7 at the third quarter time. We made a change in defence, which I know that Gail and I contemplated on the bench being coaching staff. We brought on one of our B-grade defenders onto Lauren, Holly Richardson, and she got a few tap downs and turnovers there, and that completely lifted our Geelong West team.
But in saying that, Fee, in defence of us, we had Eddie come off and she wasn't meant to come off. So that was a bit of a bummer. We got a mistake in there, didn't we? So we got that taller off and then we had the shorter in defence in that last quarter. So it would have been interesting to see with Holly there and Eddie and like that whole structure again. But you know what? Credit to you guys. You guys just did not give up. And, you know, it was a great game.
And a big difference from us last year. We were down last year so many times in close games that you can sit there and go, like, you can smell that you can get there. And we never did it last year. So a big difference for us this year is we did it. We've done it the first game.
No, it was good. It was a great game for all.
Yeah.
And look, the person I credit most on the court on that particular day, you know, it took probably 3 days to talk her into taking the court, was Eddie. Yep. She hasn't played for 3 years. I'm not going to mention her age, but she kept mentioning her age. And she actually turned over 3 or 4. Yeah.
She was good.
Very, very well. So credit there, and hopefully...
And we've got Lucy Virtue coming back too, so she's coming back hopefully. Week. So there's another tall one for us. So.
We'll have a bit more of a chat about what's happening out at Anakie in the next session. But now we'll head over to a break. From all around Geelong, I'm here to tell you how football